What's up guys, this is Astranox. In this video I want to talk about my own tier list for the Selective Summon Season 1 in 2024. So the Selective Summon allows you to reroll 10 pulls infinitely. You can just keep on doing it until you are happy. So that's very nice. You don't need to reroll your account, make many accounts or something like that. You can just stick in Selective Summon and just keep on summoning until you're happy. So there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to break it down as best as I can in a short period of time. So I'm going to be adding things to this tier list to give you more information as well. You will always get one 5-star hero or 5-star artifact, but always choose a 5-star hero. I mean, it's way better to have a hero than an artifact. When you're happy, you just go ahead and you select your favorite 10 pull. Now, I will help you choose which heroes and hero combinations that are great to start with, depending on your playstyle. There's a lot of playstyle, but yeah, we'll break it down more simply. Keep in mind that all these heroes can be used in PvE content. PvE is player versus environment. So it's all the content in the game that is not player versus player focused. You're not fighting other players. It's everything else but that. Now, some are just better than others. Higher tier usually means better in PvE or just better overall. And better overall is what I like to go with. Now, better overall is a smart use of your resources. If you're a free-to-play player like me, I have 6 accounts now, and you get a lot of stuff in this game. They shower us with rewards, but still, you're still limited compared to a paying customer, right? So, of course, using a hero that you can just bring in more pieces of content, especially PvE as well as PvP, can have a lot more fun with a hero like that. Now, the first question you should ask yourself is, do I want to do PvP? Do you want to fight other players? If that's the case, if the answer is yes, then go for heroes with a red dot under them. I'll be putting the red dot very soon. Remember, PvE content can even be cleared with free heroes. It will just take longer or be more challenging. So, in itself, being challenging is fun. I love a good challenge. Higher tier heroes will be more useful and powerful throughout the entire game. So like I said, like a hero like that, you're just putting your resources to better use. The heroes in the free tier should not be focused on for your selective summon. You'll just get them later on for free. Hero Connection, Expert Hunt Mission from the Book of Memories. You're going to be getting them for free, or you might just start the game with them. You get them for free. Don't worry about getting them from Selective Summon. Now, I have countless guides and reviews for almost all these heroes. So if you want more information, I invite you to check them out. Feel free to ask questions in the comment section and smash the like button if this video is useful to you. So let's begin here with the heroes that you can bring not only in PvE content, because you can bring pretty much everyone here in PvE content, but the ones that can also be used in PvP to fight other players. Well, there is Destina. The red dot will be right under the hero. So Destina, super crazy, all over the place. Charlotte, my favorite. So the tier, guys, the best is S tier, the top, right? Going down means like not as good, to put it simply. So Charlotte is crazy. She crits all the time, attacks everyone. Ravi crits all the time, but she attacks mostly just one target unless she uses skill 3. Akates, crazy healer, cleanser, cleanse before heal. That is very powerful. Akates is better than the other 3 healers. I love Akates. She's so strong. Rose, knight, buff the team. Tanky, helps your team survive by being a knight and provoking and carrying Aureus, which means damage will be redirected on her. Dingo, he's actually insane. He was buffed. He's insanely powerful. More in PvE especially. But you can bring him in PvP. Like Dingo, he just brings so much to the table. 50% crit chance for your whole team buff. Removes all debuff from your team. Not 1, not 2 debuff like Akates. Removes all debuff. Very, very crazy stuff. Deals damage but helps the team. Bleed, burn debuff. Reduce cooldown all cooldown of all your hero on your team by 1 turn when he uses skill 3. That is insane. Insane. Can be used in PvP. He can be used in PvE as well. Mostly like a PvP hero, not a high tier hero. Tywin can be used in PvP. Vildred. Now there's heroes that can be used in PvP, but they're different like play styles, right? When I talked about play style, I wanted to just break it down simply into like, is it a PvP hero, like, or is it PvE hero only, or it can shine in both kind of. But yes, you can gear for speed and just deal a ton of damage, cleave with Vildred. But if you want to be tanky and deal damage more slowly than like Ravi, Ken, like heroes like that, they can be tanky, take a lot of damage, but still survive and retaliate and stuff like that. Rin, you could be using her in PvP. I mean, like, not a crazy. Like, I would list the one that are more crazy initially. Sid, definitely high speed offense, very powerful everywhere. Clarissa can be used in PvP for cleaving, defense break, skill 3, skill 1. Very strong hero, actually. Lots, no. Shuri can be used, push the whole team every time he crit. Yeah, very good to get your team to go more often. Shuri is pretty insane all over the place, actually, for only being a 4-star, very, very strong. Carrot, PvP, definitely quite powerful, especially only a 3-star. Roside, push the team, make them go faster, speed buff, has some debuffs as well. Roside, specialty change, so you can make him even more powerful. Bazaar, debuffer, you know, remove buffs from the enemy. He's strong. He's a strong hero, more for PvP than PvE content. Armin, very tanky knight, can counter-attack and attack everyone if counter-attacking not on her turn. Armin is actually pretty crazy, super tanky. Remove debuff, put Barry on the whole team, defense buff on herself. Purgus, mostly a PvP hero, more so than PvE, but still, you can bring him in PvE. He's going to be able to take a lot of damage. When he counter-attack with his passive, he attacks everyone. He can make some crazy stuff happen, Purgus. Very, very powerful hero, actually. Dominiol, more for PvP than PvE content, actually. So yeah, don't really use her for PvE, but definitely has some use in PvP with reflect damage for the whole team. It's an interesting hero, but you won't be bringing her in PvP like a ton of times. That's the thing. Judith makes your team go fast, like makes your team go right after her. Highest base speed, especially for a 3-star hero, free to play friendly. I've done guides, guys. I've done videos. Judith is insane. You want to go first? Yeah. Judith, even faster than Rosie to go first. Super cool hero. Zerato can be used in PvP. I mean, not a whole lot. I'll do a second pass real quick here. Yeah, Corvus can be used. He got nerfed like so badly. He used to be a god, but I'm not gonna put him like if the red dot is bigger, that means like they're actually pretty powerful, like PvP heroes. But of course, going down the tier list, don't expect like amazing things out of them, of course. So yeah, they can definitely be used for PvP. I'm not gonna cover the free heroes, guys, because you don't want to go selective summon on the free heroes. That's the thing. Just keep that in mind. Now let me cover the other heroes. Okay, now for PvP, they're not going to be as good, right? But you can sort of like bring them. I guess even smaller. Yeah, Sez can be used. Actually, like he's pretty good. Sez he can, yeah. He should actually be like yeah. Sez is quite solid. You can bring these heroes as well in PvP, but yeah, there's definitely better options. That's might have missed some, but I think that looks pretty good to me. Yeah, Rin for PvP can be used. Not these. This is PvE hero. I guess Isaria can to some extent be used in PvP because she reset the cooldown of a hero of your choosing and makes their skill ready. So you can pop like a big skill 3 and then use Isaria to make it ready again and pop that skill 3 again. But it's hard to set up in PvP. especially in live battle like World Arena. But in control environment like Arena, Guild War, you're going to be able to do some stuff with Etheria. But still, she's got defense break and able to be buffed, like remove debuff buffs from the enemy. She's cool, but she's mostly a PvE hero, and then she's god tier when you get Tamarine. Etheria with Tamarine is completely crazy. You get Tamarine when you do the story summon guarantee. But the thing is, that means you're going for Etheria as your selective summon, and you're going for Tamarine from your story summon. So right there, they're predetermined, these two heroes, right? Those two 5-stars. Now you could have gone with something else, another 5-star hero, Destina or Charlotte or maybe Ravi. That's the thing. And then your story summon is still up for grabs, so you're more flexible. There's more things you can do with a setup like that. That's the thing. You might keep your story summon for when you really want to get into PvP, or if you change your mind, you decide not to do PvP initially, and then you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try to get my feet into PvP. So keeping your story summon and not having Etheria plus Tamarine is something that I prefer, more flexible, I would say. But Etheria with Tamarine is easy mode PvE content, basically. If you want less challenge, make the game as easy as possible, you just wait like mid-game or even before to get your Tamarine guarantee from the story summon, and then you're going to be able to crush PvE content. If that's your goal, if you prefer that, you want to do big damage, let's say, with the crazy duo attack and have very solid 2 hero in your core right there, you can't go wrong with Etheria as your selective, and then followed with Tamarine later on in the game. But Destina is an easy start of the game, or Charlotte. That's a healer, that's a damage dealer. So you have healing and revive if you think you're going to go down and you want the best Soul Weaver that you can get initially. Then yeah, Destina could be a great choice. Very good for beginners. That's the thing. Charlotte is more advanced, but you can do some insane stuff with her. I've showcased her account number 5 now, and account number 6. She's just tremendous. Just clearly underused as a selective summon, but just does miracles. This hero just insane. Attacks everyone with Daydream Joker, damage based on the target's maximum health. Don't need crit chance on her like Ravi. You just need a buff on her. She's got stealth attack and defense buff. There's so many good things about Charlotte. That's the thing. I'm very biased toward her. That's the thing. So yeah, let me talk real quick about some roles. Now, healer, you got Destina, and you got Akatas. You got, to some extent, Rin is a small healer, so just a bit. Lots is more of a healer than Rin. Now, for free, you do get Angelica, and I don't want to really talk about the free heroes, but just pointing out about the healers because it's quite important. You got Montmorancy as well. Montmorancy should be, okay, here. She's got a specialty change. You can make her even better. But the thing about Akatas is that she's able to remove all debuffs from your whole team before she heals. That's big. That's like Destina. Akatas is like a mini Destina. The thing is, Destina has team-wide revive, which is insane. They come back with like 20% of their health. Sometimes it's not enough. They're just going to go down again. But then you can sort of like stabilize and come back from a sort of like a defeat. You can come back with Destina, which is really cool. So you can run your battles on auto and have quite a high success rate throughout the content in the game compared to having another Soul Weaver. Now, Akatas, she's got invincibility on the skill too. She can apply it on any ally, even herself, and it also reduces all cooldown of that ally by 1 turn. So that's the thing. Short cooldown, it heals as well. Akatas is really cool. For a 4-star, that's a crazy hero right there. So these were healers. You got barrier. Barrier is it's not like a heal, but it puts like a shield again on your allies so they can absorb damage. So yeah, that's pretty much the healers that we have in here. There might be some other ones with like small healing, nothing completely insane. So let's move on. Elson can do some healing, and Hazel as well can heal. Jet, she's got some healing. I believe it's every time he gets a turn, he will heal the lowest HP hero. So that's some healers for you, so you get some idea. Now, real quick, I want to go over heroes that debuff. Debuff is able to cripple the enemy, and that means like they're going to deal less damage. That's very cool. Akatis has attack break. Charlotte has attack break as well. Destina doesn't have a debuff. Sometimes it's good for some abyss floors, but most of the time you want debuffs because that's insanely powerful. What you're able to do, big crippling. She can provoke Rose, so that can definitely be good because she will force the enemy to attack her. I'm not gonna go with bleed and burn because that's damage debuffs. That's the thing. Defense break, huge to boost the damage. Shred 70% of the target's defense. Poison, 5% of the target's maximum health will be gone when a poison trigger. And Karis can put a ton of poison debuffs on the enemy, and she can extend debuff duration, not only poison debuff duration. So that's a really cool 3-star hero, guys. And you can cheese a lot of floors in the abyss. You can use her for Golem, like before Golem 12 and 13, because it's a bit more complex at that point because there's an ad that can remove some debuff, but not all debuff from the big Golem boss. So you can still use Karis for that, and she's really cool, really cool, powerful. You don't even need to bring her to 6-star. You can keep her at 5-star and just make her tanky with effectiveness. Really cool hero. Defense break, attack break, provoke, defense break, remove buff, attack break on Lots, defense break on Sid, defense break on Clarissa, defense break. You have as well as defense break. It's burn. This is attack break and speed down with Roside. Triple debuff on the skill number 3 on Sage Bell and Sezen. He might actually be a B tier, like in my next tier list. I'm gonna have to put him to more use and test him out more. But long cooldown, that's the problem. He attacks 2 with skill 1, like Spectre Tenebria. He's a cool hero, but maybe a C tier is fine for him actually, because yeah, unhealable, pretty cool. A lot of damage, but he gets outshine. A lot of debuff, cripples a lot, decrease hit chance. I believe it's attack break, transfer debuff with skill 1 that he has on himself. Real cool. Remove all buffs from the enemy. You can actually use him in PvE as well, more than I initially said. You got provoke. You got stun as well with Armin. Purgus, he can stun as well. Dominion, I forgot what she does. Stun. That's the thing. Stun is more for PvP, guys. More for PvP. So just keep that in mind. Defense break. I believe attack break as well on Carmen Rose. But stun definitely can be very powerful in PvP, guys. Kali, I think, has stun. Provoke might have something else. I forgot. Unhealable and attack break with skill 2. I believe. I think it's decreased hit chance. She has damage based on the target's maximum health. When you crit with that, her skill 2, I believe, self-attack buff on her. She can do some crazy stuff, Nimuras, in PvE, actually. Butcher Corp, remove buff from the enemy with skill 1, 2 chances, I believe. He's got a specialty change. Azalea, I forgot, actually. Defense break. A defense break as well. I think it's provoke. Sleep. I might be forgetting something. Sleep and sleep. I believe both can sleep. He can silence and he can put the skill on cooldown for 1 turn. So yeah, there's a lot of debuffers. I mean, like, you can go through the game as well for like all sorts of debuff you can apply to heroes. It's really cool what you can do with debuffs. And real quick, I want to end on the buffers. Rose attack buff, self-defense buff, but teamwide attack buff is pretty beast. Crit chance buff, 50% crit chance for the whole team. Pretty insane. Easier to itemize your heroes. That is actually pretty big, especially earlier on in the game, guys. Rin is a cool hero, but the buffing is random. And there's a chance for greater attack buff, which is 75% attack instead of 50% attack. So, yeah, you can pull some, if you're lucky, you can do some crazy stuff with Rin, actually. Continuous healing buff. It's 15% of the hero's maximum health when they go for 3 turns with lots. Can make any hero go right away by pushing 100% combationist push with lots. He's actually pretty insane. He's got attack break on the skill 1 as well. I believe I marked him when I was doing the debuffers. Team-wide buffers, attack buff, speed buff. You got barrier, self-defense buff. You have team-wide reflect buff. You have what else on the other heroes? I believe it's speed buff for the team. I might be missing something. I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. It might not be huge. I mean, they're low tier. So yeah, team-wide buffers are kind of like more rare than debuffers because there's so many debuffs in the game. That's the thing. So like to really get the big debuffs is defense break and attack break. Those like defense break, you shred 70% of the defense of the enemy, and that means your whole team can do big damage against that target. Attack break cuts the attack by 50%. So if it's a monster that's attack-based damage, you're going to be able to make your team survive that from that monster. It's going to be much easier. Combined with healing, defense buff on your team, stuff like that. There's some insane stuff you can do with these heroes. If you follow the tier list and you can get a 5-star, you know, S tier, combine that with a 4-star, right? You can do some beautiful things in the game. And you're going to be set up straight out of the gate to do some crazy stuff. So if you go, let's say, Charlotte with a hero like Akates, you get these two together, pretty insane. You get Charlotte with Rose. I mean, nothing stops you from being lucky and getting Charlotte with Akates and Rose from a 10 pool together. I mean, I don't know how many times you're going to have to go depending on your luck, but it might be long. So you need a buff on Charlotte to attack everyone and to guarantee the critical hit chance unless it misses. So Rose is cool. She pushed the team as well. Attack buff for the whole team. So everyone's getting that attack buff. Like Free Spritz the area is going to get that. Plus like maybe a Moonlight 5-star. You're going to pick like a Spectre Tenebria, Arbiter Veldred or something like that. Very powerful, actually. Makes your team survive better with Ordeus. I love to use Rose all over the place. Akates as well. If you get something like, you know, if you get Charlotte plus, let's say, Rin, that could be cool. Charlotte with Lot could do some interesting stuff, actually. So just pointing some cool stuff for you guys. So yeah, if you pull something like that, right? It could be instead of Charlotte, it could be Ravi. Like if you get like Ravi with like Rose. Like let me clean that up. If you get like Ravi, right, with Rose and Akates, like something like that, that'd be real crazy to start off with something like that. Even if Ravi is not S tier, but I highly recommend you to go with an S tier, especially if you're a beginner. You cannot go wrong with any of these three. Most people recommend Isaria and wait for Tamarine. But then if you want to do PvP, Destina is going to be stronger. Or Charlotte. In my eyes, Charlotte is just like so powerful because she speeds up your game a lot as well. So yeah, just make sure you got a powerful 5-star. And if you get some 4-star, that'd be just like, you know, icing on the cake, basically. It's going to be more options for you. But to be honest, like most of these heroes, the 4-star one, and especially the 3-star one, you can just end up summoning them from random Covenant summons on a banner, or just doing Covenant summons, you know, just spamming that as you get them. So you shouldn't worry too much about it. Just have a good time in the game, guys. You might just end up going with the waifu or husbando. To be honest, like the game, like I said, PvE content can be cleared easy with free heroes, so don't worry. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like I said, smash the like, subscribe if you still haven't. I'll be doing some more tier lists for, you know, maybe focus more on PvP or PvE content. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.